Hey air signs, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your weekly reading for all Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in either Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So welcome back. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed. I really appreciate that, and liked and commented. I do comment back and shared my videos. Last week I did something a little bit different, and I gave an overview of all the cards in the Rider-Waite deck. So if you're watching tarot a lot and you haven't really studied the cards, I'd suggest you watch that, because there could be a card and it's interpreted by the reader one way because of the energy they're getting that's maybe not your energy. But if you know the card really well, you might be able to see where it would apply to you in a different interpretation, because cards can go off in a few different directions depending on what the cards are around them. That's generally how I interpret, so might be a good thing to watch. I will be doing another video later in the week for your yearly predictions for 2020 for each individual sign, and then I'm going to give you a January individual reading too. So we'll be getting lots of videos, so if you haven't hit the bell notifications, you might want to do that, because you'll get a lot of updates on new videos for you. So I hope all is well, and 12/12 and then full moon was good to you. Great time to set your intentions. Speaking of which, I'm going to throw in an Ask and It Is Given card by the Esther and Jerry Hicks. So if you have, any inclination toward law of attraction, you probably have heard of Abraham Hicks. If you haven't, you should check Abraham out, because you probably really enjoy it. So you don't need to keep watching The Secret. You can get on and watch some Abraham and get your questions answered in a little bit more specificity. So I hope for the holidays ahead you're feeling rejuvenated and wanting to see your relatives and what have you. I mean, everybody has one deranged cousin kind of hanging out there, and if you know you do, don't worry about it, okay? Because we just don't have to live in our heads if we're around somebody that says or does something that we don't like. So anyway, let's see what's going on here for the air signs this week here. Okay, air signs. Whoops, I'll get that in there. So this was the past energy. This is for Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Okay, interesting. Boy, the death card keeps coming up. I actually had to, I got a reversal, and I'm going to leave it. I don't normally read them, but it must be when it fell out, I must have shoved it back in wrong. So I apologize. Somebody's going to be accepting an offer instead of avoiding one. You got the Hanged Man at the bottom too, which I actually like the Hanged Man in this reading. So you had a real sense of conviviality here with this Three of Cups. It's possible that a relationship ended here because of an affair, and I'll tell you what, I did another reading for fire, and I read this 5 completely differently, but with the 3 here, that definitely could have been a third party kind of an ending where you felt shut out, and this person who's walking with you is not your soulmate necessarily, but could be other companions keeping you, keeping you afloat or trying to help you through. Somebody became very guarded though, either you or this other person. And with this 4 of Pentacles here, there's a lot of earth in this. There's water, there's Aquarius, there is air, Leo, Scorpio. So you've got several signs represented. So if you heard any of those, and those are somebody you're dealing with, I guess I would say this could specifically be for you. So something along here, Gemini, was not good. That's how I'm going to interpret that. It just seemed like there was some kind of a painful ending. But we must die to be reborn, and with this death card, this is this week, okay? You've got a clean slate coming. This is the beginning of the week. There's going to be a really nice, clean, fresh energy coming into you. So if you felt kind of meh, that's going to be going away, and you are definitely, with the death card and then the star card here, are definitely going to be having some nice opportunities, especially in the beginning of the week. So the star card here, I think I said already, is Aquarius, but it's basically, I mentioned in the video where I explain the cards. The Rider-Waite deck is all based on the Fool, which represents the soul and the soul's journey. So this is a time for the Fool to experience calmness and patience. So if you are feeling a little bit impatient with like, when is this going to get better? It's going to be. It's a time about having your wishes fulfilled. It could be also too about somebody really pouring out their emotions. So the Star is a very different card from the Four of Pentacles when you're talking about emotional willingness to share. So whoever was closed off is going to be coming forward, and they're not going to be so closed off, especially because this is reversed. And that was meant to be. I think there is somebody who's definitely going to be getting a call or a text or a face-to-face. I just want to talk to you about what happened here. And somebody's going to be getting an amends. With the Strength card, I like this card. You know, it talks about patience, perseverance, but it's also a lot about courage, because here she is taming this lion, reaching her hand right into the lion's mouth. You're not going to be afraid of anything. So if somebody comes towards you with an offer or with, I think it's a reconciliation for some of you, but I don't know that you're going to take it with the other two cards here. I think that you're going to be very slow with this Nine of Wands, because the Nine of Wands is not to completion, right? Because you've got a 9, but you've also got this Two of Swords, which is a very kind of a confused energy. You know, it can be, you know, just not sure. You're just not sure what to do, but it's almost like you're keeping things separated. See how the swords don't touch? It's like you're trying to almost keep them away from each other. You're going to be at a fork in the road, and that's where I see this, the offer being made, but you're not going to be sure what to do with it. Okay, so I've got a couple clarifiers. We've got the Justice card, I think, and then you've got the Ace of Cups. I think what it is, you are gonna get what you have worked hard for here. You are gonna be getting a big offer. There's gonna be some indecision or some hesitation with this, but I actually think if it's a reunification or a reconciliation, I think you're gonna end up doing it, Gemini. I think it will come. Might not be though until after the first of the year, like it gets started, but I don't think it's gonna come totally in fruition next week. I think it's gonna begin, and then into the beginning part of the year, I think you're gonna reconcile big time with somebody. That's for one of you. I mean, it might not be for everybody, sorry. I'd love to tell you it is if you're thinking, wait, I want my ex back. Well, somebody's going to, but it might not necessarily be everybody here. I am a physical extension of source energy. Everything in your physical environment was created from non-physical perspective by that which you call source. And just as source created your world and you through the power of focused thought, you from your leading edge place in this time-space reality are continuing to create your world. So I know we look around and go, why in the hell would I have created this? It's our own disbelief. That's what creates it. It's our own hesitation, our own second guessing, our own belief that we're not worthy in something that's creating that, and you are worth it, okay? So whoever wants that romance, you're worth it, and it's coming for you. All right, so let's see what's going on with Libra. Maybe not as exciting as Gemini. That was pretty exciting. Boy, got a lot of breakups here, you guys. Jeez. So you had, I think, an ending that was very clearly done. There was not a lot of unfinished business there. Yeah, okay. So you walked away from something, or somebody walked away from you there was a big time change here with this Five of Cups, and it could have been that you got kind of sick of something. You know, if there was somebody that just seemed like they just weren't making a commitment, or they were kind of a player, you got sick of it and left. That's what I think for some of you. I also think it was just, the whole thing was just very sad. You know, you thought that it was going to be, your here's Gemini too, by the way. You thought it was going to be the end-all be-all, and you had to cut somebody loose. And it was really devastating when it happened. But you knew that you had to let go of it because they were not good for you. So you did what you needed to do here. But you have for sure something very exciting coming in with this Knight of Wands. Now, sometimes this can come in quickly and end quickly. It can be very exciting, but it just doesn't stick around. I do think, though, you know, you've got enough cards supporting it around here that it may be something that starts very fun and then it tapers off into something more stable. You've got the Empress here. This is about new beginnings for sure. I don't know that you're going to begin with somebody. I think it's new energy. I don't think you're going to go back to whoever it was that hurt you so badly. I just don't think you're going to be interested in it. But with the Empress and the Queen of Cups here together, this is a very nurturing, loving energy. I think somebody here is going to really be treated like a queen. This next week for sure is going to be really nice. There's going to be action, but there's also going to be just a lot of love flowing around you and just a really nice, I think a nice holiday season. Be careful with too much drinking. Definitely be careful with drinking and driving, okay? Make sure you have a designated driver. I don't see this as obsession. It could be Capricorn too, but if you're dealing with a Capricorn, it could be that, or they come in. I don't think that this is about you being obsessed as much as it's more of a warning about just not over drinking. So that's what I'm getting. So for all you lushes out there, keep the plug in the jug. The Queen of Pentacles, you've got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. This one, she can be kind of simple. So if you know you're going to be visiting, you know, relatives and they kind of keep things simple, or it could be telling you to keep it simple. Don't overextend yourself and spend too much money or try to put on things that are stressful to you. Whatever you do, it will be fine. It'll be great. So you don't need to pressure yourself. That's what I feel like she's telling you. She's very down to earth. So keep things grounded, keep it down to earth. This is about a conflict and somebody moved away from it. I think what this is telling you is, you know, you keep things simple. You're not going to, and watch the drinking, you're not going to have to deal with a lot of conflict. It's also a 5. So you had the 5 of Cups and then you're ending with this 5 of Swords. But I don't think overall it's necessarily a warning as much as it's just telling you if you do this and keep things kind of grounded and simple and fun, you're going to be fine. But if it starts to get to be too complex, it might become problematic, especially when people start drinking too much. There is evolutionary value in my personal preferences. Boy, is that true, because that's how we expand. Do not underestimate the value of your preferences, for the evolution of your planet depends upon those of you on the leading edge of thought, continuing to fine-tune your desires. And the contrast or variety provides the perfect environment for the formation of your personal preferences. Well, that's also true, right? When we have contrast, that's when we know what we don't want, which is contrast, we know what we do want. So we don't want to see something, a contrasting experience is completely negative. All right, Aquarius, here's the partiers in the bunch. What in the hell? I got another reversal. I've got 2 reversals. Oh, you know what? I picked my cards up upside down. I'm actually going to turn these right side up. I screwed up. These were not reversals. Otherwise, the whole reading would have been reversed. I apologize for that. My God. So you've got Judgment, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 9 of Cups here. You've got the 7 of Swords, the World, the 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 7 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. Okay. So, you know, for whoever this is, I think that, you know, you had a decision that needed to be made. So Judgment is 20, but the World is, or Wheel of Fortune, excuse me, is a 10. So a 10 is a cycle coming to a conclusion here. You needed to, like, let go of something. You needed to let go of the past, get on with the future. And it was a time where you really needed to break free of some limitations. And I think you did that. And I think you did it well. You ended up leaving something kind of behind you. but I think it really did make an impact on people. And so with this Wheel of Fortune, this is always a blessing, right? It's always a card of attainment, of manifestation, infinite abundance. So whatever you did, you had kind of a good luck charm on your side. And, you know, then you get into the Nine of Cups here. So you had, whoops, excuse me, I put these in the, my God, you guys are going to think I'm off my tree here, off my nut here. So with the Nine of Cups, this can also be about hospitality, about kind of, he's an innkeeper. I talk about that in the longer video, who he represents. But anyway, so he's kind of got all these cups lined up. He's very proud to, you know, host people, to have people in. And I do feel like whatever you were building was very sound. Now, the beginning of the week, so in the past, you're coming into the week with some stability, so that's always good. But I think you're going to encounter some kind of an asshole here along the way. So what I feel like this is not so much a liar as much as you've got somebody you're going to encounter who is a braggart, who is putting on a false pretense. I've seen this kind of recently with somebody who, you know, and I don't mean this any disrespect to people who are struggling financially. I grew up very, very poor financially, but I know of somebody who is, you know, keeps their kids on Medicaid, and they recently got a job for a car dealership, and there's like a series of dealerships, and so they're representing themselves as working for Porsche when they actually work for a different dealership. They've got the kids on Medicaid, but they, you know, they're constantly going shopping, and they're basically using men to get things. It's this kind of energy where they're putting out this pretense like they've got all this money, but they don't. Because you can't, you know, they're not just getting that. They don't have, and what they're doing is like a customer service job. So it's an hourly job. It's not like a sales job where they could be making big commissions somewhere they're not. And they're, you know, driving, you know, not a Porsche, and kind of just the whole thing is just kind of crazy. But that's what it reminds me of, where you're going to encounter somebody who's probably a liar, and it's not going to really matter. But just so you know, your holiday season is just going to be great. You are going to have a wonderful energy around you. So whoever this other person is, it might be even a holiday party, like a work-related party. That's where I think sometimes it brings out this competitive thing that's not always good. But I think with your family, it's going to be great. You're not going to have any of that. I do think these are two separate situations. And, you know, overall, there's just going to be, you know, collaboration, maybe people working together to, you know, facilitate things. It's not going to all fall on you for sure. But now this 10, at the end, you might be feeling a little bit of an emotional, or possibly a little bit hungover is what I'm getting, whether it's an emotional hangover. And sometimes we just get that because, you know, we're just kind of overwhelmed by all the energy. So Aquarius, watch out for that. It's also a 10, so it's a conclusion, completing of a cycle. So if you've been burdened by something, you're going to be putting that down. May very well be a family situation, and you'll find that gets resolved. But you're going to not be stopped, okay? If there's somebody negative around you, you're not going to bother with it. You're just going to navigate around it. And I don't see that as anything, like I said, negative. It's interesting because you have a lot of wands here, so it could be fire. You're dealing with some fire signs this week. 8 of Wands, a lot of communication. I feel like there could be something coming towards you, like maybe a small lottery win for some of you. So if you like to get scratch-off tickets and put them in stockings, get yourself some too. I'm just getting that for somebody here where something's going to come in. It's going to be unexpected. This is communication, but it could also be some kind of a manifestation of some, like, you know, maybe a couple $1,000s or something like that. So very nice reading for you guys. My desires and beliefs are only thoughts. That's also true. Your dreams and beliefs are just thoughts. Ask and it is given. You ask through your attention, through your wanting, through your desire. That is the asking. Whether you desire it to happen or you desire it not to happen, you are asking. Yeah, so that's why we talk about the universe doesn't hear negatives. So you have to be careful because you don't want to focus on things you don't want, or you might get matches to that desire without meaning to. So be deliberate in your intentions. So air signs, I hope you have a great week ahead. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell notification, and you can see the monthly forecast and also the year of 2020 predictions coming out later this week. So love you, and thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.